Hey, GETTYSBURG, and it's the CSA's turn. It's 8:20 in the morning, July 1st, and Archer and Davis are going to fire at Gamble's brigade. So we'll just move it, and just sort of get them all in there, huh? There we go. Right. So let's take a look at Davis. Davis has suffered 2 casualties. He's got 1 disorganization. His experience level dropped to 23. He's black experienced. His brigade is 8 and 8 with an excess of 6 and 6. So 8, 8, and 8, 24, plus 3 for Davis gives 27. Now, to show you something that I learned, I made a mistake on the previous combat. The mistake is that I didn't count for the excess of 11 over. In other words, I had 11 strength points. But I also had another 11 strength points, which means they could have fired twice. And I forgot to do that, or I did not know how to do that. I just read it and it didn't sink in. Maybe it's because filming and trying to obey all the rules can get a little bit messed up. But we're going to do it right this time. Okay. We added up the strength points, 8, 8, 8, and of course with the HQ commander, the brigade commander is 3. That gives us a total of 27. And the experience level is 23. So we'll look at the chart. Experience level is 23, so go to 10 to 12, and you'll be looking at the black line, and we got 11. And of course 11 goes into 23 twice, so they get to fire twice. And that's the experience level of 10 to 12 line. Now the strength points we said was 27. So we got 11. 11 goes into 27 twice. And we get a remainder. But we ignore that remainder. The remainder means nothing. So you got to drop the remainder. So like I said, they get 2 pops at Gamble. So let's roll the dice. Just hold that and try to roll at the same time. 2. Now there's another problem. On continuous fire of the same battle, it says this: if the total firing combat strength is greater than 11, divide the strength into the greatest number of increments of 11 possible. The die is rolled once for each increment. Okay, we know we got to roll twice. We rolled a 2. And see here, we got notes. The attacker during all combat fire in both players, if continuing the combat fire in the same location with the same units in subsequent turns, must subtract 1 from the die roll. Results of 0 is treated as 1. And this is a continuous battle. Nobody's really moved. So I've got to go -1 on the die roll. So I rolled a 2 right here. Now I got to remove 1, which gives it this line. I then cross-index to the 11-12 line of 11, and I get 11 casualties. So I'm going to record 11 casualties in Gamble. Okay, now we get a roll again. Get a 2, subtract 2 by 1, and again we get 11 casualties, which is a total of 22 casualties. So Davis fires 22 casualties on Gamble. Now we look at the other brigade, which is Archer. And Archer is firing at Gamble. Gamble's fighting 2 brigades. We have 8 with an excess of 7. We've got Archer there, that's 3. And there is a counter below him, which is standing good, and that's 8. And we got another 8, which is the same, 27. Experience level is 11. He has 11 in experience, and he's black experienced. So 10, 11, 12 again. And we need to roll the die because we have, let's see here, goes in there twice, so he gets to fire twice. First roll is 4, which becomes a 3. Then we cross index. And that becomes a 10 in casualty. And we record that. Okay, then he gets to roll again. See what we get. 6. This is going to hurt. 6 becomes a 5. We go to the 10 to 11 range. We go to 11. Right here. Because it's black. He's not cavalry, so we don't use the blue. And we go to 5. 16 casualties. Second roll is 16. So, let's go with Davis's 22 casualties. That becomes 2 casualties and 2 tick marks. And as for the 10 and the 16, add it together. Well, maybe not. Let's go separate. Because we haven't done the disorganization yet. 10 is 1.0, so he gets 1 casualty. And 1.6 means 1 casualty and 6 tick marks. I'll just box that up. Okay, now we got to go for disorganization. Bear with me. Now the disorganization, brigade's current combat strength is 27. So we got 26 plus. Casualty points was 11 and 11. So we go down to 10 for the first one, and we ignore the excess, and we got 6. We then rolled again, and the same applied. So there is 12 disorganization. Disorganization. That goes to 1.2, which is 1 disorganization marker with 2 tick marks. Then we look at the second. And the total of disorganization, or should I say casualties, was 2 and 2. So casualty points was 2. Brigade's current strength was 11. Casualty points was 10 as it was. So go to 10, go to 11. There's 13, which is 1.3 disorganization. And then the second roll was 16. Again, combat strength. Combat strength was 27. So we go to 26 plus. Then we go to down to 1.6, which is 16. So we go to 10. And that becomes a 6. 6 disorganization. .0. Add that together, and we got 7.3 in disorganization. So Gamble's destroyed, literally destroyed. So now I go to the US sheet and find Gamble. I'm going to bring this back. Find Gamble. Okay. So 2 casualties and 1 tick mark. So 1, excuse me, that's the 1 tick mark. And add 2 to the 3, which makes a 5. Then we go for archers, and he got another 2 casualties, so that makes that 7. And plus he got 6 tick marks. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got a row of 10 here, which makes us 8 casualties and 1 tick mark. Now for disorganization. 12 disorganization. So that would be 1 disorganization and 2 tick marks. 1, 2, which turns that 1 into a 2. And 1 tick mark. And then we look at the other, was 7.3, and that's what got him. 7, 8, 9. So 9 disorganization and 3 tick marks. Now what I need to do is record that onto my markers. So I'm going to change this into an 8. So I'll just grab an 8. I'll put that right there. Right, so we got 8 there for casualty. And because it is 8, I've got to remove one of these because it's 8 strength. Now for 9 disorganization. I will remove 6, and I'll remove 3, which will make that to a 7. Before I do that, I need to do one more thing. That may be premature. I take the current experience level, and he's red 16. seasoned. The disorganization level is 9. Excuse me. So I go to 9. He's now down to 2. So you need 10 to make up one level of disorganization, and I've got a total of 9. So I'm going to remove 9 here. That will give 7. Wrong counter. Not doing too good, huh? Okay, then I grab a little marker. Find me a 9. That's all I can do. So I take gamble. And mark that off. Make a 9 here. And his experience level is going to be dropped to 2 if he ever uses that. And that course drops to 7, not 9. There we go. All the way from 16. He fell hard. Now he's got to get out of there. Alright, that's all I've got for the CSA attack. Totally different story of what I was doing. Kind of cheated everybody. But figured it out, and this is brutal. Okay, keep gaming.